Hi there and welcome to the workshop. I'm Andrew with CraftyBeetroot.com and today we have another woodworking project. So I know I've had quite a few of these going on over the last few months. However, it's just that time of life where we need to make practical things. And being this time of the year, it is my wife's birthday coming up. Now recently she's really got into gardening in a really big way. And I know that when I was working on my projects, one of the best things I ever made was a really nice workbench. It's the right height, I can work at it all day, and it's great. And so I thought for my wife's birthday, it would be a really good thing to make her a workbench that she can work on when she's repotting, when she's pruning, when she's doing planting seeds. And it's at the right height for her, and that it's just her little space. And she has the tools that she needs in a nice area, which is a great place for her to work. So we're building this on a little bit of a budget. I'm just using some cheap pine as the main structure. It's going to be indoors or at least undercover, so I don't expect it to have a hard life, so I don't need a hardwood. Plus this makes it about a quarter of the price. So I do have the rough plans there, but we will kind of be making this up as we go along, just because that's how we build these things. Okay. Okay, so we've got the bench top completed. Super happy with how that turned out. It's going to need some cleaning up. Didn't quite get it as smooth as I wanted, but we'll just sandpaper that up. Next, we've got all of our beams and cross beams cut out, and we've also got all of our legs glued and clamped. Just waiting for them to set up. So we're going to start with the legs. We're going to start cutting all the joints and start not necessarily joining it together, but just doing a soft fit until we've got all of the joints that we need to do. I started counting how many joints and sections I needed to cut out, and I ran out of fingers. Obviously there's quite a few pieces of wood, and each one of them has at least 2 joints on it. With that, we're going to start jumping into those joints, and we'll see you on the other side. This is going to take a little while. So we are done with the majority of the joints. There are over 21 pieces of wood here, and there's only 1, 2, 1, 4, 5, 6. Out of 21 pieces, there's only 7 that are actually repeated, and they're only ever repeated once. There's only 3 pieces in here that don't actually have any joinery on them. But as you can see, some of them are just a little bit more complex. In my mind, this should all work. We're not going to really know until we start putting it all together, but we are getting close. This has been, so far, the most fun part of this whole process, is just trying to figure out how it's all going to join together. So the next big step will be joining it together and doing the final sand on some of these main pieces just to kind of make sure it's all flat. And with that, I'm going to try and remember how to put this all back together, and we're going to go ahead and start building it. Alrighty, we are now done with the assembly, and we are done with the initial varnish. So you can see here, it is looking absolutely beautiful. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. If you get in there and see, there's joints that are not quite perfect. It is meant to be a potting bench, so I'm not that worried about perfection. We've got a spot down here that is the size for a drawer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be trying my first dovetail real woodworking kind of technique. Let's go ahead and start working on the drawer. there we have it, the potting bench. Somehow I've managed to work on this in secret. My wife is still not aware of what she's getting for her birthday. What started off as a quick throw together potting bench that she could just use, and I just wanted to put something together for her birthday, has kind of turned into a bit of an epic project. So let's go for a quick tour. We've got some lattice at the back here that we can hang her various tools on. I'm just going to leave that for her to decide where she wants the tools, and she can put hooks where she wants. We've got a shelf up the top here where we can put some pots, or again whatever she would like. And we've got two sections of the bench. This I'm particularly happy with because it just flows really well. We have the slats here, so as she's doing her potting, the dirt can just fall through and she can brush it off and keep it all nice and usable. We've got underneath, we've got space for a plastic gathering tray. So as she is potting, the dirt just falls in and she can collect it afterwards. And the bit that took the most time and is the most over-engineered is the drawer. So I'll just get that out. So the drawer is my first attempt at dovetails. Overall, very happy with this. Only one minor issue is it's not square, so we had to kind of work around that, but not going anywhere. And overall, this bench is just quite strong, and it's actually all on rollers at the bottom there, so it can roll around wherever it needs to go. Let's just put this back. So, is this perfect? No. Is it going to work for what I planned and intended? I think so. It's not perfect, but if it was perfect, my wife probably wouldn't want to be doing potting on it or gardening on it. So overall, I'm quite happy with how it turned out. I hope my wife does. So with that, if you're interested in more builds like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel or check out my website, CraftyBeetroot.com. We will catch you on the next build.